day, marvelous day, absolutely gorgeous day. Why? Because our Creator woke us up with the gift of life this day that will never, ever, ever come again. We will rejoice and be glad in it. So I believe in giving homage to the force, the Creator, the spirit, the force, the spirit, the force, the spirit. It ain't you and it ain't me. The alarm clock didn't wake you up this morning. The dogs and cats didn't wake you up this morning. Even your spouse, right? The Creator. And so when we address our brokenness and being broke, if we look to the hills where our help cometh from, spiritual wholeness and spiritual wealth is at hand. Welcome. I am Edwina B with the free conversation every day, as long as God allows me to wake up free from recovery, emerge empowered to give hope to others, help others prosper equally. And that's what I am doing with you. Not to you, not for you, but with you. From recovery, emerge empowered and give hope to others, help others prosper equally. But before we can do that, we have to address, embrace, accept, evaluate, dissolve our brokenness and being broke. So, even with that little caption, if you need a transformational speaker, a coach, a consultant, or just someone to listen to, call me. If you need someone to talk to now, call me. Spiritual satisfaction guarantee, call me. See, with my ability to embrace who I am in an authentic and transparent way, listen, I'm already on the road to recovering from my brokenness and definitely from being broke. Okay, so there's my number on the screen, and we're going to dive into the foundation today. We talked about the overview, the steps, and all of that kind of stuff. But guess what? Today we're going to get busy. I used to hate that word in my addiction. It's time for you to get busy. No, it's time for you, me to get busy in the spiritual realm of things. Okay? So nothing is wasted and everything works for the good for those who love him. I love him. He created me. And obviously, he created you. As a matter of fact, he created everything. I don't care if you call he, she, it. It ain't you, it ain't me, all right? So that was the first thing I wanted to dive into. So the next thing was covering our topic again, right? Are you tired of being broken and broke? Do you know how it all started? Do you even know if you are broken or broke? What was the foundation? Who, what, when, where, and how? Okay? So, in order for us as human beings, right? We are human, but we are also spiritual beings. And that's the beginning of becoming aware of our brokenness and being broke. Because I, like you, many of us focus on the human part of us and not the spiritual part of us. This is only the vessel that the spirit occupies. But which spirits are we talking about? Okay? So, if you answer yes to those questions, and what, so what, now what, what's the next right thing to do? I added one more. What's the next right spiritual thing to do? Spiritual. If it ain't spiritual, it's not going to last. So I understand that. Because on February the 22nd of 1990 is where my brokenness and being broke was at its lowest. And I cried out to this creator that I didn't know not to the extent that I know him now, to take me out this life or show me a better way. And since that time, on February the 23rd of 2024, we will be celebrating 34 years from addiction, from alcoholism, from mental illness, from prostitution, from all those associated behaviors. Yes, that was my knee bowing experience. I believe that when we surrender to our brokenness and being broke, we surrender all. There's no bits and pieces and this and that. No, we surrender all. And I'm going to share with you what spiritual tools I use to surrender all on a daily basis. Huh? See, that's where sometimes our brokenness and being broke gets in the way, because we don't really understand what's going on. Because in some instances, we should be living in the present, but is that being in the present in a negative way or a positive way? In a spiritual way or an unspiritual way? And so the awareness and the acknowledgement is so crucial. And so for me, give us this day our daily bread. And that's why for me and for you, there are some spiritual tools that help me when I surrendered all and wanted to find out not what's wrong with me, not what's wrong with me, but what happened to me, what happened to you, what happened to us as human beings, let alone individually, but also collectively. What happened to us? And that is where the foundation begins. Asking that question, what happened? What happened? What happened? I'm willing to listen like someone was willing to listen to me. What happened? Share with me. What happened? Tell me. What happened? Do you see the dynamics and the spiritual gesture of not just hearing, but being willing to listen? I'm a firm believer that when we give someone our undivided attention, we are present, we are listening instead of being distracted. No. I always tell people, listen, I'm a jealous woman. I want all your attention on me. And that's the reason why giving respect is so important, right? Because not everybody can talk at the same time. So who is giving respect? Who is listening? And so as a result of asking that question, what happened, is the beginning of learning about our brokenness and being broke. So let me share with you the spiritual tools that I've been utilizing these 34 years. I'm already going to claim it, okay? So the spiritual tools that I've been using while underneath that parked car in the streets of Philadelphia, 3 o'clock in the morning, getting high and doing all kind of sexual favors for my own stepson, who transformed and wanted to beat me up like any bitch in the street. Yes. And so this cry to a God I didn't know was the beginning of saying, I'm broken and broke. But I'm broken. Help me, or take me out this life now. Yes. And so I know now in hindsight, that was my surrender. And because of the first religious tool that I was shown was the Bible. I didn't know anything about spiritual and spirituality. It was presented to me as a religion. We didn't even have a Bible in my house. We did when we went to church on certain occasions, right? Okay, so this is another reason why I am now obtaining my doctorate degree in biblical studies. I want to learn more about the Creator, the God who met me underneath the parked car, right? Delivered me from underneath the parked car and prepared me from underneath the parked car to be sitting here before you today. I want to learn more about that God. They said he bring people back from life, make them walk on water, but guess what? Help me. I'm broken. And I'm broke. So you see, listening to myself helps me to listen to other people. Then I was presented with a 12-step spiritual program. That's another spiritual resource that I still use today. Going on 34 years. Every day. From the Alcoholics Anonymous 12-step spiritual program. With a spiritual fellowship. Yes. The next tool I used was, guess what? I was able to identify with a religious affiliation of my choice, with my foundation being of spirituality. The 12 steps from Alcoholics Anonymous came from the scriptures. The Oxford group wanted to keep that angle of religion. But Dr. Carl Jung said, no. People like us with the disease of alcoholism, and guess what? All human beings are ill to some extent. We need divine providence. We need divine intervention. And for me, that is spirituality. A psychic change. A psychic change. Spirituality does that for me, not religion. But because my foundation is spirituality, I was directed to choose a religion of my choice. Dr. Christopher Allen Bullock of Canaan Baptist Church is my shepherd. Dr. Debbie Bullock, First Lady, is also my shepherd. I have a church family that's given me additional information to enhance, increase my spiritual wholeness and my spiritual wealth. Okay? The next one was the 4 agreements. It's really 5 by the Uwees family. You see how I am talking positivity to myself and to you? Even with the issue of brokenness and being broke. Okay. And what? So what? Now what? What you gonna do about it? What's the next right thing to do about it? No, what's the next right spiritual thing to do about it? Gather some spiritual resources, some spiritual tools. And not just gather them, but use them, implement them, practice them daily like I do. I ain't trying to tell you what to do. I'm telling you what works for me, is working for me, what will continue to work for me. So the 5 agreements: be impeccable with your word. Don't take anything personally. Don't make any assumptions. Always do your best. And the last one was be skeptical, but learn to listen. Listen to what I'm saying to myself that could be negative. I need to turn that thing around and speak truth, speak positivity into me. When I do it for me, I can do it for others. Okay? And then one of the main reasons why I'm sitting before you is Dr. Sonia of P3 Global. She said, Edwina, and to 1,000 of other women and some men, If you didn't come from a wealthy family, let a wealthy family come from you. You see this? These are my grandkids. Yes, yes, yes. But we're going to get into that later, right? And so when I look at what happened to me and not what's wrong with me, I have some experiences, right? I have some hope, right? I have some strength, but I also need to recognize and address my weaknesses. Yes, in order for me to become spiritually whole and spiritually wealthy. So whatever other spiritual resources and tools, come on with it, baby. Come on with it. Come on with it. I'm from North Philly, right? Come on with it, right? I told you listen, they call me cuckoo for Cocoa Pops. You see why? Right? At 68 years old, I feel that it's not a number. My God is on sacred time. Man is on secular time, meaning it's never too late to address, embrace, acknowledge, become aware of our brokenness and being broke, so that we can utilize the spiritual tools and resources that are at our beck and call. Yes. And so when I think about all these available resources, I pick them up, I use them, and I want to share them with you. Okay? How? I am putting together a schedule so that you and I and others can go deep, 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 as far as we can go, to reveal what we have been concealing so that we can heal. Yes, it's about the holistic person, not the fragmented person that we became. Why? Because of our brokenness and being broke. So we want to be able to share with one another. And so on a daily basis, I do this morning presentation. I'm going to begin this month having a weekly virtual session where what I will invite you for us to get a little more in depth to addressing our brokenness and being broke, to becoming spiritually whole and spiritually wealthy. Okay? Then once a month, I'm going to invite you to my master classes. Yes. And that's okay. So wait, this is a half hour, what I'm doing now. The virtual sessions is about 45 minutes to an hour. The master class is 2 hours. Oh, yes. See what I mean? The more you are willing to be thirsty and hungry for spiritual wisdom, the more time you want to spend getting that information. So monthly, I'm going to have a master class, and I want each and every one of you who have been viewing me, right, these since January the 1st, and some of you already know I've been doing it for a while, to sign up for my virtual presentations, and then sign up for my monthly master classes, and then we're going to have a 3 to 5 day boot camp. Oh boy, boy, boy. A boot camp, getting down and dirty and what? Yes, 3 to 5 days. Right? And so once we are able to embrace and participate and invite others, we will see how our past experiences can be a form of wealth to others from a spiritual perspective, and how that spiritual perspective can create spiritual wealth and wholeness. Okay, so that's that. So let me get to covered that. I covered that. So let's get to this is what I've been waiting for. Okay, all right, here we go. Here we go. Where do we start? I hear you, Edwina. You got this, you got that, you use this, you use that. I'm sitting here and I'm wondering, okay, I heard about that, okay, but where do we get started? Where do we start? You are starting right now. The student is ready and the teacher has appeared. We want to get together where the spiritual student becomes ready so that the spiritual teachers can appear. And so the student becoming ready for the teacher to appear is looking at how humiliation has caused us a lot of things. Yes. Embarrassment, right? Isolation, all that. Okay? But guess what? When we look at the main character defects of all human beings is fear. Yes, fear. And so where do we start? Okay. Now, listen. When I used to go into the prisons, right? And I used to talk with the inmates and all. So listen, let me take a drink of coffee before I get into this, right? Someone did it for me and it worked. And I want to suggest it to you. Okay. So I would ask the gentlemen who are in prison, you see how I turned that around? Inmates. Yeah. They are gentlemen who are in prison. Yes. Think about that. Regardless of what they have done. Women too. Our Creator already knows. So when I ask them to do this, I ask each of them to get a mirror and to put that mirror in front of them and to sit down and look at themselves in the mirror. And I instructed them to have a conversation with themselves. Yes, looking right at them. Your reflection, huh? Yes, have a conversation with yourself. Take an inventory, an assessment of yourself. I want y'all to do that. Start by getting a mirror, sitting down in front of that mirror, relaxed and comfortable, and say, what's up with you? Who are you? What are you? What are you doing? What are you doing? Huh? Start off in some humor, okay? Because that kind of takes the seriousness away, but not the importance. You see? So you have to jiggle. And for me, when it was suggested to me that I needed to take off the mask and sit before that mirror, in essence, spiritually naked. No hair, no makeup, right? No nails, no nail polish, right? And at that time, I didn't have but a few teeth. These are dentures. Cocaine and alcohol took my teeth. But if I wanted to look at me, this physical body, I needed to be just the way it is. It begins with accepting yourself as you are. So if you tried it just by sitting in that mirror, just the way you are now, you may have, okay, that's fine. So do an inventory of even that. Do an assessment of that. Why do I wear my hair like that? Why am I wearing makeup? Why am I not wearing makeup? What am I, how do I look to others? So begin, to do an assessment and inventory, okay? And so we base it first on the physical. Yes, we do. I said to somebody one time who was doing this exercise, right? Do you know what you look like when you get angry? Do you know what you look like when you are being seductive? Do you know what you look like when you being lustful? Do you know what you look like when you're happy? Do you know what you look like when you're sad? Do you know what you look like when you're fearful? Do you know? Others see that, but do you see yourself? No. No, you don't. And that's why it's important to look in the mirror so that people can see. And now you can see what they see. Right? All right, so we in the physical, okay? Let me take another drink of this coffee. Ooh, how much time I got? Oh, I got 5 minutes, okay. I just want to set the foundation, okay? All right, so the main character defect of all human beings is fear. Yes. According to the Bible, according to the 12-step spiritual program, according to the 5 agreements, according to Dr. Sonia, and guess what? A host of others. And even you can be among them in acknowledging how fear can be so crippling in all areas of our lives. And so, in recovery from a 12-step program, we have this saying that the acronym for fear before we got into recovery is forget everything and run. I ain't gonna be nobody. I'll never get better. Oh, what's the use? I'm just gonna just forget it and just keep getting high, keep getting drunk. Really? Yes. Yes. Okay. And so in recovery also, we have what we call the serenity prayer. God, grant me the serenity to accept everything I cannot change, courage to change the things I can, and the wisdom to know the difference. Well, before I got into recovery, and most of us can relate to this, we would say, "Uck it." You know what that mean, right? Uck it. I ain't dealing with it. I don't want to. Uck it. Uck it. Mm-mm. So now if we are looking to address, become aware, acknowledge our brokenness and being broke, we have to face the fear that exists. It exists. Whether you want to believe it or not, it exists. Me challenging you to look at yourself, look in yourself, to find out who you are. It's fearful. But the acronym for fear from a spiritual basis is face everything and recover. Face everything and be restored. Face everything and be rejuvenated. Face everything and respond. Face everything and recuperate. They are all positive things and spiritual in nature. We have to change our mindset. We have to have that psychic change. Yes, I'm speaking from experience, and I want to share that and those experiences with you. Am I yet fearful for some things? Oh, hell to the yeah. But once I process that and no. Oh, fear, you ain't you ain't gonna cripple. No, hell no. Get away from me. I'm gonna face everything and rejoice, face everything and recover. And that's what I want us to do together in my virtual sessions, in my master class, as your coach, as your consultant, in my 3 to 5 day boot camp. Yes, we're going to learn to face fear and address our brokenness and being broke so that we can become spiritually whole and spiritually wealthy. I'll close with this. Dr. Benjamin Twin. Dr. Benjamin Twimby Brown. Mm, mm, mm.